Hello everybody, my name is Naomi. Today we're going to be talking about production planning. So again, when we talk about producing things, we will talk about the progress of basically production. There are two forms of production, just like custom-made production and mass production. No matter how big or small your business is, no matter what products are you selling, it's always important for you to be able to have good management, right? And the most important thing in management is that you're gonna be needing to have good planning in your production and in the amount of welfare, the amount of inventory you want to have for your company. So what is inventory? What are the steps for planning? So today we're going to be talking about it. So first, why is planning production important? You want to be good at being able to plan out how will your production be, how big is the scale going to be, because it can be accomplished with the most efficient use of product and of tools. For example, your company materials is like that, your company resources are like that. You don't want to spend too much of it. Do not want to exploit your materials, and then when the time you actually need it, you will lack the materials that you need, right? So here comes to the plan of the production. So when you think about production, you need to come up with your question: how much products will I need to make? And how could I most effectively distribute my materials or my people, my time, basically my resources in a smart way to be able to utilize it. So how would you utilize your materials? That's a big question. And so how to answer this first, you need to be able to understand what products are you making. For example, I'm opening a cupcake business, right? And so this week I have three deals. First is that I have to make 100 cupcakes for a wedding. Second, I have to make 50 cupcakes for a school event. And I have to make 70 of them for an art exhibition. So the deadlines are out like that, right? So calculate all together, I would need to make around 220 cupcakes. And then I also have a store that I need to run, right? So usually a day I would sell around 50 cupcakes per day. So I would need to be able to make around 50 or 70 cupcakes per day. So 50 times 7 a day. Let's say one day I sell 70 of them. And so I would sell for a whole week. That means I need to make an additional of 1,400 cupcakes. And so add it all together, I'll need to make around 1,500 cupcakes. Because my business is pretty big, I have people to work for me, so I'll need to even contribute it out. Okay, so first, for the cupcakes daily, I would let my friend Margaret and my friend Stephanie to do that. Okay, so that is the people that I've distributed, and I will let them do it in their night shift. So, for example, tomorrow's Monday, I'll let them do it on Saturday since they do on their night shift. And then I will allow that much batch of eggs, that much batch of milk, that much batch of flour, and I distribute that all out. Secondly is for the events. I would need to make a note down, because okay, my wedding here, they send me a lot of lists of notice of the allergies. So I would count out, okay, they cannot eat almond, they could not use this specific type of milk. So we would do it that way. And so I would distribute it out to my other team. And so by being able to fully plan it out before that week's come, we're able to make it the most effective week possible. Yet we do not want to waste our cupcakes. We do not want to bake our cupcake beforehand to lose the flavor of it, right? And so that's how we can utilize our resources. And lastly, when products, for example, like toys, books, things like that you can store, and you make them extra, it's going to go in your inventory. So inventory is basically the stuff that you put back in your storage. So what is important about inventory is that you do not want your inventory to be too small or to be too big. You would want the amount of inventory to be estimated to be roughly equal to the amount of goods of demands of your customers, right? So I would expect that every day I need to, for example, I'm having a toy business, right? Every day there's going to be around 20 kids going into my store. And so this toy here specifically, this toy is very, very, very famous, and a lot of kids are wanting to buy it right now. So I would need to keep in my inventory about 50 of them, right? And then that other I'll need to keep around 20 because kids love them, right? And so I need to have some in my inventory. It does not actually have to be 100% accurate of the amount, but we need to always keep some in our inventory that is almost roughly close to the demand, to the goods demand. So when our customers actually need it, we do not need to let them wait, or we do not need to hang them off. Because a lot of times, usually when the customers that order things on like unexpected, those are the customers that you want to take special cares of. Because even if it's just a small sale, it is still a sale, right? And in a business, you do not want to lose any sales. So today we talk about production planning. It's important that we're able to keep some in our inventory, and it's important that we're able to utilize our materials so that we do not take them for granted. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.